Andy wants to know, how do I adjust Shimano Dura Ace 9000 hubs? Before I explain how to adjust the latest Dura Ace hub, it is helpful to understand how to adjust a more conventional loose ball cup and cone hub. With this type of hub, you have a threaded axle with a cone and lock nut to hold it in place. To adjust the cone, you first need to loosen the lock nut. Use a cone wrench to hold the cone while you use an open-end wrench to loosen the lock nut. Then, very lightly, tighten down the cone until you feel it contact the ball bearings. Tighten down the lock nut by hand onto the cone. If done right, the axle will feel a little rough at this point. Now, use your cone wrench to tighten the cone against the lock nut. It should be tight, but this does not require a Herculean effort on your part. During the tightening process, the cone will back off slightly and should make your adjustment nearly spot on. If the axle rattles slightly, use 2 open-end wrenches to tighten down both lock nuts just a tiny bit to get to where you need to be. If the axle turns roughly, then use 2 cone wrenches to back off the cone slightly. If either of these adjustments takes more than 1/10 of a turn, you should start over and get your cones in a better position before you fine-tuning using this method. If you don't, there's a possibility you could damage the axle threads. For your Dura Ace 9000 hubs, adjustment is remarkably straightforward. Both the front and rear Dura Ace 9000 hubs use the same process for adjustment. Use 2 5mm Allen keys inserted into each end of the axle to unscrew the non-drive side end cap bolt. Pull the underlying cap off to expose the spline bearing cone adjustment. Turn it by hand until the axle is rattle-free but turns smoothly with little effort. Then put the black cap back on the axle to lock down the adjustment. Line up the wrench flats on the axle with the flat edge of the keyway on the adjuster cap. Because small splines on the inside of the cap lock the adjuster in place, you can tighten the axle end cap bolt, which serves as the axle lock nut, tightening it with nothing more than your 2 5mm Allen wrenches. If you want your question asked on Ask a Mechanic, presented by Art Cyclery, send your inquiry to webletters@competitorgroup.com.